What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse, and this is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time, and today is the return of Gundam Wing Endless Duel. We have two songs. I've only heard this game once before from this exact same requester, who is Darton. This is SNES, so I'm excited. I don't remember exactly what Gundam Wing Endless Duel sounded like. It's been, I don't even know how long, but it's been a while. But anytime I have a Nintendo, especially Super Nintendo, it's always a fun time because I expect a lot of beeps and boops, but the good kind. Okay, so I do recall something about this game being called something else in Japan, but over here it's called Endless Duel. The two songs is City and Tower. Both are from the channel Rane011. Let's go. A lot of aviation lately on the channel. Okay, I think I remember now. Electronic metal. Oh yeah, I remember now. The electric guitar. Interesting, 2 leads and a bass, but no rhythm guitar. Bass is so pulsating. Being as it's called City, I would have to imagine a lot of buildings, skyline, maybe nighttime. Either way, the action seems fast here. Like we're moving pretty fast. There's hashtags on it, but it says battle and fight. Maybe. They're just hashtags, you know, they could be general. It sounds like racing music, racing game music, F-Zero or something. I like that. Interesting, so it goes from dual harmony guitars to then just keyboards. Vice versa, but the bass is always there. One thing that I really admire about my own channel, I'm just gonna pat myself on the back. No, it's just because it's videos like this that, like, I would never hear the song otherwise, you know? Whether a song is whatever, good, bad, gets stuck in my head, whatever, just the fact. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I bring it up every now and then because, like, I just remind myself as I'm recording, like, oh my god, you know. Sometimes I kind of have like an out-of-body experience, like, damn, dude. You know, think if we didn't have YouTube, we would have to find a store or eBay or something, find this copy of the game, and that would have been the only way to have heard it, you know? So, I don't know, I just consider ourselves very lucky that we can just hear this stuff. Yeah, it'd be cool to play the game and stuff. And also in a day of physical media kind of dying off, and it's becoming popular again to collect for it, because everything is a freaking streaming service. And anyway, you know, I would have never heard this song before. Well, as of right now, I don't have interest in collecting old consoles and stuff like that. That does sound cool now that I say it. Maybe I should do it, but you know, I just never had that interest. And also the fact that this is from probably before I was born or around, no, probably around the time I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Either way, it's just a really cool thing that I get to hear this. It's surreal in a way. Anyway, this reminded me of a really fun song I heard once, and it was one of my favorite reactions on the entire channel. It was from Thunder Force, and I'm pretty sure it's the only time I did Thunder Force. So if you're curious, just search Thunder Force in my name, and it should be the only result. But it gave me that same feeling. I never saw footage of that game, but just based on like the imagery, it looked like also aviation and jets and stuff. Noticing a pattern here, you know, that the last request for this requester was Ace Combat, and you know, and now Gundam. Well, the thing about Gundam is I gotta be careful. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, because if there's anything that I don't know for sure, that's anime. Nothing against it, I just never got into it. It's overwhelming and intimidating how much there is, and I'm sure I'll probably like it. You know, my only experience with anime is Pokemon Generation 1 that came out on TV, and Generation, the Indigo, I don't know the exact name, but the Indigo League, that one. And I didn't even finish it. I only got to like Cinnabar Island, you know, and I love that. Anyways, but I know Gundam is a name that's just like beyond. And like I say, I walk on eggshells because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But here's just to give an idea, like what I think of when I think of Gundam. When I think of Gundam, I think, is it just one major IP and just a bunch of spin-offs? Like for example, is Gundam Wing Endless Duel part of the Gundam I'm thinking of, or is it like a separate thing? Gundam is just its own word at this point. Or sometimes I think I've heard somewhere along the lines that Gundam was like the first one in a sort of culture. You know, when I think of like, what's the word I'm thinking of here? Like interchangeably, like the word mechs and Gundams, I kind of think of the same thing. I know I'm getting confusing here, but I just know this is a big deal, you know? And if anything, it makes me want to go back to the other video I did for this, because I'm pretty sure I said something along the same lines. Because I don't encounter it all the time. It's rare. But I know I have an audience that watches and plays these things. In fact, there's one viewer who's probably going to be in the comments. They know who they are. If there's anything Gundam related, they're going to be in here. Because they request songs for it all the time when I play marbles. But anyways, yeah, okay. So this is a simpler time where the song titles are just quite literally like not even song titles. I feel like just the developer was like, okay, city. It's a city song. It's the tower song. So all I get from this is the imagery I got in my head, which is very minimal. I'm imagining two or more, is it mechs or Gundams, you know, fully, what's the word I'm thinking here? I guess erect is a word, but you know, that word has such a stigma to it. But you know, fully on their hind legs and ready to fight, floating around. I also think of like Armored Core as well. I know I'm all over the place with this video, but and then I just see like just a cityscape underneath, just bright lights and you know, maybe cars moving or something. It seems very straightforward, but the overall feeling was fast, really, really fast, like as in zooming city, like this, like the city just kind of loops over in visuals. I know that's where my brain went, but yeah, okay, cool. Very catchy. I really love the emphasis on the bass. I feel like the bass was really a point of interest in the soundtrack because it did not go away at any point. This one, same hashtags. So again, I don't know, like I said, because the other one's like, there's like 20 hashtags here. This is Gundam Wing, Endless Duel, SNES, Super Nintendo, Classic, Battle, Fight. You know, it's like, anyways, this one's just called Tower. That's kind of a vague title, but let's see. Let's see how much bass we get in this one. Super Nintendo vocal synths. I like that. Ooh, there's a delay signal on the guitar. Snare. Ooh. It's giving me a little bit of a verticality feel. I think tower, I think, you know, tall building. Someone told... That was a good groove right there. Someone told me the other day that Super Nintendo was really big on the stereo panning left and right. So I feel like they took advantage of it quite a bit here. This melody is like... Two melodies at the same time, that's pretty cool. The delay signal on the guitar is really cool because it gives it a very, like, atmospheric space sound. Delay, otherwise known as, like, echo. The signal doesn't sound as dry. Right? Left. Ooh! I'm trying to imagine this through like a CRT. Dude, this is a good song. The play of rhythms everywhere, the groove. Okay, that was great. That was a fantastic song. And I'll even go as far as to say that it's stuff like this that clearly inspired, you know, composers that we know now that are considered legends. Like, the first one that came to mind was Motoi Sakuraba, who you might have heard in, like, is it Bloodborne? No, Dark Souls. I think it's Dark Souls. Dark Souls, Star Ocean, Bat and Kados. You know, that kind of prog and spacey sound. But to me, this feels like Star Ocean. So it's totally a possibility. I have no idea, but it's just, you know, it's totally plausible that, you know, someone like him played a game like Gundam Wing Endless Duel, got some inspiration, and then took that sound into, at that time, the modern age of the PS2, PS1, and did stuff for like Star Ocean, because I can hear that. I can hear that. It's pretty cool. I'm not saying it was, just it's totally possible. You know, they got inspired too by stuff. But whoever this was definitely. I feel like they were a performing musician themselves, not just a. Because the thing about composers is that, I mean, they're all musicians, obviously, but some are just. I should say some focus on programming music. They have a vision in their head, and they make it happen, as opposed to, like, you know, like a live musician who physically performs something and has to do takes and, you know, play it. Either or are fine. It's just there's different types that focus on different things. For example, just Nobuo Matsu, who does both, but, you know, also clearly plays keyboard when he does it live. But to me, this sounds like a composer that really went from like a playing musician performer style, because a lot of the stuff had a dynamic feel to it, and that was really cool. Dynamic feel. There was a little bit more attention to detail on polyrhythms, and just when the groove comes in, it didn't feel like, not to say that stuff at this time was simple, but it kind of was because of limitations and how long a song could be. But music from this era, there was a lot of repeating drum patterns, like one drum pattern, and that just plays the entire time, maybe two. This one, it felt like a song. It felt like I could have heard that today. So that was cool. That was really, really cool. Damn. I definitely don't remember the other video because I can't remember everything. But I can safely say that I think I'm gonna remember Tower. Tower was good. It felt like I liked the intensity of City. City was cool, the one we just heard. But this one had like this slower pace to it that felt more emotional, and it felt maybe more like Endgame or something more important. But I couldn't shake the feeling of like we're ascending upwards. I can't think of anything else when I hear Tower. If I hear Tower, the first word that comes to mind is like ascension, verticality, something like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Now I really want to know some composers' influences besides like musicians. Like I wonder if they played games, or because surely they had to, right? All right, well that was City and Tower from Gundam Wing Endless Duel. Please gush and elaborate. Please just go off about Gundam. I don't know. That was cool. I like that. I really like Tower. I might use that as background music, which is pretty prestigious around here because I kind of just have a very few selection, but that was sick. Okay. Thank you very much to Darden. Thank you to all my requesters. Patreon, I cannot be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Later.